it's Aryavani here. So, a few weeks ago, I tried to collaborate a few ideas which have worked in my life to get it all sorted out and get my mind out of all the chaos and the messed up situation. So, combining all the ideas that I ever thought, I have made this little workbook which I called as Eunoia Redesigning Your Life. So, here we are going to discuss how we should be going by this manual and what we will be doing in this.
Starting with my version of Eunoia Redesigning Life. So, as we move towards it, the first thing that pops up in this beautiful manual is you are a lover of life, strength to those who share it in your relationships. You are a dream, a creator of happiness, an artist who has untouched thousands' souls. You have led a life and wanted not for nothing because your needs are spiritual and you have only to look inside you. You are kind and loyal, and you are able to see beauty where others do not. You are a teacher of wonderful lessons, a dreamer of better things. So because this is my personal version of this manual, I have doodled a lot in this book and I have marked whatever is important for me in the daily basis. As we move forward, I have created the index. So whatever feels the most important part for you to start with, we start. The first one is creating a journey. As we move forward, I have tried to simplify what life and vivid vision is all about. If you are creating a life of your dreams, and then there are worksheets in it where you fast forward your life. So here it is like if you fast forward your life to 3 years, what are the dreams that you look forward to? What would be like the perfect life for you? How would you at what time you would like to wake up? What is the dream that makes you go crazy over those years? And what are the qualities that you intend to be better at? And despite the 3-year plan, we have this perfect 1-day design where you just imagine your life and you try to whatever you feel perfect it looks like or feels like or sounds like, you create a whole page about those beautiful little moments of your day that you feel are beautiful. And then you try to break that journey into small steps. You break every dream that you have into small bits and pieces and how you would move along your journey towards that goal of yours. So this was what part 1 was all about, and now we will be talking about the part 2. There is a very interesting segment of this workbook which is about real me and ideal me. There are always 2 versions of us, what we want to become and what we truly are. So there is always discrepancies between our own selves, which sometimes when not congruent to each other leads to a lot of disruption with our mental peace. So here in this worksheet, what we try to do is we create 2 selves of ours, the real us, the real me, which we are right now. Like for example, if you are aggressive and you are short-tempered, that is your real me. But if you aim to become a patient listener, a better human, then you put that out in your ideal self. So when your ideal and real self try to be gets more congruent with each other, that is when we start getting satisfied with our own self and towards being a better version of ourselves. So now this is the activity that you should be doing. On one side, point out all the things that you truly are, and on the ideal self, what you want to be. And when you are clear with these 2 selves of yours, it begins the actual process of transition. Then you can break down what you truly are from what you want to be into smaller steps each day. Each day matters for your growth and your betterment. So as we move forward to our part 2, it is about clearing mental mess. Get rid of the mess so that you can soak up in the moments, and which is very important. So the first thing that we deal here is about journaling, which I think is the most common thing that everybody talks about. But why journaling? Because when things are just moving around in your head, they just need an outlet to get out of your system. And that is where journaling comes into play. You need to write down out everything that's been getting so much heavy into your head on a piece of paper. Just everything. Doesn't matter what grammar you are using, what language you are using, and how it's making sense or not. But just writing that out, which is to be written out. And also, I have tried to give you a few ideas to what to write in your journals. Some days you will be completely clueless to what to write to, but that is where these little ideas that I have mentioned here would come into play. And yes, of course, the very important part here is creating a habit tracker. So now that you have been writing journals, you need to keep a track of things, that how they are working for you. If you are writing them daily, just put a tick mark over here so that by the end you can know that if that thing worked out for you or not. Not everything is meant to work for everybody. This little workbook is about everything that has worked for me, but I would suggest you to keep up with the habit tracker and by the end do the analysis if it worked for you or not. So as we move forward with the manual, there is this very pretty concept of gratitude bucket. So what you do is take a little jar, if there is any at your place, and keep these little notes where you will put that in the jar about that bucket, that what you are grateful for today. What made you think for a second that this is what I am grateful and blessed to have? It could be a very simple thing of just sitting with your parents and having a little chit chat, just simply watching the rain like fall over the earth's surface, and that fragrance, which is very mainstream, I'd say, but most of people like that. So anything that makes you feel this blessed, continue collecting it in a little jar and call it as your gratitude bucket. And trust me when I say this, that you will notice the difference. Put little sparkles in it, flowers in it, and make it beautiful as you want it to be. And just feel that after 30 days of doing the same thing, of finding different things what you are grateful for, you will believe that there is so many goodness in your day-to-day life which the monotony just covers up and you fail to see. This gratitude journey, this good gratitude bucket will make you see all those little pretty things around you. Move forward with the next part and next segment of this manual, we work towards our physical and fitness routines. So what we do in these routines is like any kind of workout, let it be gymming or some squats or sit-ups at home, aerobics, dancing, anything, skipping even. And we know that we are stuck in situations where we cannot go out to gyms or swimming or other outdoor activities. Trust me, working out at home can also be very good for your mental health. Like, you won't believe how the endorphins are released. I'm not just saying it because I'm a yoga trainer, but also because it actually works. It has happened that when you work out, the sweat also releases endorphins in your body, which works wonder. I won't say continue it for 30 days, but just do it regularly for 7 days for starters, and just let the results prove you that how good this workout routine could be for you. And as we move towards the physical fitness, towards our mental fitness now, which is meditation. Meditation could sound such a big word in these days, and it could be proved to be like just breathing in and breathing out and focusing too much on your breath. But calm it down. Be easy with breathing. You don't have to stress too much about it. If thoughts are running through your brain which you cannot control or hold, let them be. Just don't focus too much on them. If they are passing by, let them pass by. And then bring your attention back and let your body feel the breathings. Okay, your body works for you 24/7. Give it a little attention, how the heart beat works, how your digestive organs are working, how your circulatory organs are working. Everything works for you. Give a little time to think about them. Do not focus too hard on your breathings. It's all normal breathing, normal focusing. As we move forward with part 4, it's all about self-love. Doodle it as much as you want in the manual, it's all yours. Create crayons and paints. So now there is this little act for next 30 days. There have been mentioned a few activities and you just gotta do one thing one day. You can also mention your activities down here, and by the end, after adding your own activities, you just got to mention how you felt after completing those exercises. Trust me, when you do something for yourself, it always leads to happy hormones and happiness in your life. The next part that we move towards is monitoring emotions and thoughts. The part where all the mess and chaos is created is our head. But as we tell it that we are healing, we are becoming better, it just gets better. All you need to do is identify the emotions that you are feeling, challenge those thoughts, if those thoughts are valid or not, understand the reason behind those emotions or feelings. And if you know and if you understand that those thoughts are just not valid and they are just exaggeration of something that's happening in your head, then replace them and visualize how beautiful now your emotions and current feelings feel like. That is all about what you have to do with transforming your emotions and thoughts into being more better and in a way that heals your body. So that is how you cope up. Now there are a lot of ways that you cope up. Now sometimes it's denial, sometimes it's putting on your emotions onto somebody else. But there are always healthy ways of coping with your situations. So maybe just make a list of all the thoughts that you are having. Question their rationality. Ask yourself questions to validate that thought. Check if you are insinuating your problem, feeding your thought, or not. Try to engage in a solution-oriented thought process. Ask what can be done. That's the most important thing here. Your core beliefs which you have, like which you believe in deep inside, they may not be the ultimate truth. And that is what you are doing when you just constantly question them. You question your negative emotions, you put emphasis if they are true or not. And that is when you believe that they may not be the ultimate reality. So as we start with our next part, which is about relationship growth. Now, I assume that most of the people have this chaotic headspace because their relationships, either it be corporate relationships or their romantic relationships, are not just working as they want it to be. I would tell just one thing, that relationship is a commitment, not a guarantee. People mostly take other people's as for granted, but that's not how it works. You literally have to invest every day in it. And you talk about insecurities, what makes you feel vulnerable, and just let the other person make you feel safe and be open about it. There are a few points that I thought were very important if you are trying to grow in a relationship. Do it or endure it, but you never complain about it. If there is something that you can do about a relationship, go ahead, talk about it, do something. But if you cannot, then let that thing be just set aside. If that is something you cannot deal with or nothing can be done about it, then just don't complain and move on. The next thing, practice acceptance. Everything, the two people, when they meet for the first time and during their subsequent meetings, there has to be certain level of acceptance that grows with every meeting. You accept them as they are. Actually, you accept what It's okay for you on your checklist that if this thing is fine by you to tolerate or accept, or it is not. And that is how you try to be compatible with each other. And if you think that you are in a toxic relationship, I would highly suggest to let it go. Guard your emotional well-being first. If that is called what selfish is, then let it be. Do what makes you happy. And that is how you work with relationships. I tried to make a kind of action plan about if you are having some troubles with your relationship, go ahead and talk about it and make action plans on what you can do about it. And the last part of this whole manual is about faith and not fear. So how you go further about it is what fears do to us, what happens if we are fearful about something, fearful about failures, about new plans, about relationships or anything. You are always bigger than your fears. Write and list your fears in all the areas, whether it be romantic or personal or professional. Are these fears really rational? And if they are, then why not start working towards it? And if it's just about you, then I know that you can control it. You can overcome your fears by making your own journey about it, how you can do it. And the last part is about how much loved you are above everything. You are just so much loved. Make a list of all the people that make you feel loved, and trust me, you will be feeling so much in a cozy and warm atmosphere, in that zone of being such a loved person. Like, make an action plan. Text the friend or people that you love and you have never confessed how much you care for them. Cook meal for your parents or anything. It is just a few things that matter to me. You can do anything that you feel is important to you. And as we move towards the end of this manual, there are little exercises which is about a promise to keep with yourself. What would you promise yourself this month? A letter to yourself, that how this whole journey transformed you, how you wish this journey to transform you, or anything. Either you can write it by the beginning of this whole workbook or by the end of it, anything. And your wish list, the most happiest and important part that makes you feel happy. Adding all the things that you want to buy or that you want to experience, list them here and see how it goes. And by the end, just doodle it out. Everything that you ever wanted. Make your life colorful, add your own patterns to your life. And by the end of 1 month, be proud of yourself, the growth that you made. You did it. And I am so proud of you. You should be of yourself too. That's all about Eunoia Mental Health Book.